Hello everyone, welcome back to RM 101. In this webinar, we will talk about the core of revenue management, forecast. Demand forecast is the basis of all pricing and market strategies. If the forecast is not accurate, it may lead to poor forecasting, inventory and pricing decisions, as well as wasted of advertising or sales and marketing effort. I always talk about the foundation of revenue management: segmentation, forecast, and pricing. Revenue managers develop strategic and tactical decisions based on these three pillars, and the goal of revenue management is to optimize revenue, and we do not leave money on the table. Let's begin by looking at what is forecast. People forecast all the time in their daily jobs: weather forecast, GDP forecast, etc. In revenue management, forecasting is to predict demand based on quantitative method, and it's a combination of decision makers' experience, logic, and intuition to supplement to this quantitative analysis method. So we can see forecast is the art to combine quantitative analysis and human brain. IDEA's revenue management system had built-in 100+ algorithm methods and models to produce forecasts. And you, as a revenue manager, you are the driver of it. You may ask, I don't have a revenue management system, and I do forecasts manually. What should I do? Most of the cases, hotels use Excel to analyze the demand and forecast, and a lot of times it is based on your personal experience, logic, and intuition. So, what are the factors that could affect forecasting? A variety of factors could influence forecasting, but they can be categorized as either internal or external factors. External factors are the ones that occur outside the control of the hotel. This could decide or include macroeconomic trends, industry or competitor actions, or economic situational changes. Internal factors happen within the hotel, and it might include strategy changes, product changes, sales and marketing action plans, or operational changes. So why do we forecast? And how is forecasting used in the different departments of a hotel? There are different types of forecasts, and let me explain the difference. Operation-oriented forecast is used to help departments like rooms department or food and beverage department to make long-term plans for things such as manning schedules and expenses budget. Forecast can also be finance-oriented, which is used by hotel owner or investors. This type of forecast concerns itself solely with financial matters like budgeting, profit forecasting, and long-term performance forecasting. Revenue managers, however, are mainly concerned with business-oriented forecasting. Business-oriented forecasting could be updated based on the demand or industry trend change. When we make a forecast, we assume that the past pattern will repeat itself in the future, but this is not always the truth. Forecasts are rarely perfect, so the science and art of forecasting is to try to minimize but not to eliminate forecasting errors. By common sense, we know that forecasts over a short period of time to be more accurate than a long period of time. And information technology is a critical part of modern forecasting. Now, let's take a closer look at what information is used to create a forecast. First of all, market conditions like tourist arrivals, economic trends, new hotel supplies will decide the growth ratio at high level. At hotel level, you look at historical booking patterns, market segmentation mix and booking pace, as well as future patterns. For group market segment, expected group wash is critical to the forecast, and those information are normally gathered by group sales. Revenue managers should look at both constrained and unconstrained demand. So, what are the difference between constrained and unconstrained demand? Unconstrained demand forecast is estimate market demand regardless your hotel's capacity. For example, based on the historical pattern and recent trends, you may have forecasted that the demand of a certain date in the future is 250 rooms, while the physical inventory of your hotel is only 200 rooms. This is known as the unconstrained demand forecast because the forecast is not constrained by your hotel's ability to accommodate the demand. A constrained demand, on the other hand, will only consider the demand up to the limitation of the inventory or capacity of your hotel. When hotels forecast manually, it is usually constrained demand forecast, which is limited to your inventory. It is almost impossible for hoteliers to forecast unconstrained demand without systems help. For example, you know that the occupancy last Thursday was 98%, and you think you could probably achieve 100% that Thursday if you manage cancellation and overbooking better. However, that is observed constrained demand. The demand out in the market you might be 200 bookings for 2-night stay and 150 bookings for 1-night stay. You wouldn't know. With Ideas Revenue Management System, it can help you to forecast unconstrained demand so that you are more confident to select the business you want. Let's take a quick look on the simple way to do manual forecast. Forecast can be divided into short-term, pace-based forecast, and long-term, probably budget. Short-term forecasting can be split into two tiers, group and transit. The formula is based on the book plus pickup. In group segment, you need to reflect group wash as it is critical to forecast accuracy. Groups who book a block of rooms at the hotel rarely use all the rooms that they initially asked or contracted for. The contracted block of rooms is washed to the actual user number of rooms. Accurate forecast or anticipation of a group wash will help you to create more accurate forecasts, which can in turn result into more effective overbooking and inventory control. For transient forecast, this is heavily focused on booking pace. Pace refers to the amount of reservations you have on the book now compared to the similar period in the past, for example, same time last year. Long-range forecast is less accurate than short-term forecast due to the uncertainty and lack of on-the-book figures. However, for long range, we normally look at the same period last year or past season. For example, Christmas week's performance might be very similar year on year, while new competitors and new events in town should be also taken into consideration. Forecast over a short period of time tends to be more accurate because we have comparatively more information about short period. As common sense tells you, it is easier to predict what may happen in the near future over the long term. To recap, in this webinar, we talk about what are the factors affect forecasting, what flows into forecast, the differences between constrained and unconstrained demand forecast, short-term forecast, which is pace-based, and long-term forecast for manual forecast practice. Thank you.